Today is May 12th, 2023. And last night, I got caught up in playing chess on my phone again. And it started with a match I was winning, and then my phone died right towards the end of the match, right before I could finish it up. And I was frustrated, so I charged my phone up. I was like, I don't want to end with that. So I played another match, and this one was a lot closer, and I ended up losing. And then I was like, I don't want to go out like that, so I'm going to play just one more. And this happened a few times, and I kept losing, and I just was like, oh, one more so I can end with a win. And I ended up spending like an hour playing chess. And, sometimes we just have to know when to quit. And this isn't a matter of perseverance or anything like that. Like, those things are good. You should persevere through difficulty. You should keep trying at things you fail. But there is a time and a place for giving up and, surrendering, really. When you're at a point where there's not really much to be gained from continuing, and there's a lot to be lost, and there's not much of a chance of anything good coming, then yeah, sometimes it's okay to give up something, to just surrender. I mean, I can think of a lot of different examples where this would be appropriate. Maybe you've lost a little bit of money gambling, and instead of continuing, you just give up and you stop. I'm not a big proponent of gambling in the first place, but it's one thing if you keep going and losing everything and just saying, I'm gonna just, I know if I play one more time, I might win everything back. And that's when it ends up becoming an addiction. It's that very mindset that causes that. So knowing when to quit with gambling or with alcohol, that was something I couldn't control in my life. I should just stop after 2 or 3 drinks most. And I just kept going. I never knew when to stop. Or with motocross, when I had some major injuries, even before I broke my back, I had a couple of really serious injuries. And on the one hand, it was good to come back and conquer the fear I had surrounding some of that stuff. There was value in that, but overall, it probably would have just been better if I had just given up motocross at that point. I didn't have much to gain from it. There wasn't much of a chance of me, really any chance of me going pro. I just wasn't that good. And so there was no career in it. I was just doing it for fun. And the downsides were huge. And so, should have just probably hung up the jersey at that point. And there are things that I've quit and then I regretted quitting too. So hockey, for example, was something that I grew up doing, and I gave it up for a while after an injury, and I wish I would have continued with that. and came back and tried to improve. And so it's a balancing act. You got to figure out what's right for you and your situation, but sometimes it's okay to throw in the towel and say, you know what, enough. This isn't gonna benefit me at all. There's not really much of an upside, and there's a huge cost to it. I think I'll give this up. I'll surrender it and keep moving forward in other areas of life. It doesn't mean giving up on everything. You just give up on those things that are really holding you back from greater potential in other areas. So sometimes you have to say no to things in order to say yes to other things. Any of the elite level athletes would tell you that they say no to a lot of things to get to their level. You know, you're probably not going to be a super good athlete if you're playing 5 different sports. You know, if you focus on one, you have a much better chance of going really far at that one than if you try and play everything. And so, you know, if you want to play basketball, then maybe you can give up football or hockey or whatever it is that is keeping you from practicing basketball more, and you just focus on that one. So saying no and surrendering something, even giving up on something, isn't always a bad thing, but you just have to consider all the other factors that could play a part in it. So that's all I've got for today. Peace.